Thanks for watching this portion of Garage Logic today on our YouTube channel, and hit the subscribe button if you wouldn't mind. And also thanks to our friends at Everest Men's Health for sponsoring this. Go to everestmenshealth.com today to see if they can help you with better energy and better health. And catch the Garage Logic podcast wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
You are far more in danger of wounds and death from Darrell Brooks than you are from the climate.
I think that's fair.
Darrell Brooks is the evil person who mowed down innocent people in Waukesha, Wisconsin, who were there celebrating a Christmas parade. He claims to have been fleeing a crime or an attack on him.
We don't know that.
I'm not sure I buy that. I was holding out great hope that this would have turned out to be a 95-year-old who wasn't supposed to have a driver's license or was given the keys improperly. That would still have been a tragedy, but it wouldn't have been the representation of evil that this is. Do you realize you're far more in danger of this guy than you are the climate?
I think the five of us realize that, yes.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
His criminal record is 30 pages long. He was sprung from jail as recently as November 19th.
2 days before the incident.
That's right. On a $1,000 bail on serious felony charges, and specifically included felony bail jumping. Tim notes it is absurd that the judge would impose only $1,000 bail on a person charged with bail jumping.
I didn't understand that either when I first read that. Yeah. Makes no sense.
The New York Post is reporting the Waukesha police are holding Darrell E. Brooks, who is, his record is preposterous. It was sent to me by a number of people, including law enforcement people, retired law enforcement people. He raps under the name Math Boy Fly. Math Boy is one word, and it's B-O-I. Math Boy Fly. He has open charges filed November 5th, 2021, 3 weeks ago, in Milwaukee courts for resisting an officer, misdemeanor, felony bail jumping, second-degree recklessly endangering safety, felony, with domestic abuse assessments, disorderly conduct, and battery, both misdemeanors, also with domestic abuse assessments. He posted $1,000 cash bail Friday. That's despite the fact that he has another open felony case in Milwaukee County from 2020. That case is for second-degree recklessly endangering safety, felony with the use of a dangerous weapon, 2 counts, and possessing firearm, convicted of a felony charge. The case was filed in July 2020, but it remains pending. He has these prior convictions: bail jumping and marijuana possession. Marijuana possession, second plus offense in 2011. That made it a felony. Obstructing an officer, misdemeanor, 05 and 03. Marijuana possession, felony in 02. Substantial battery, felony in 1999. One should never rush to judgment in the hours immediately after a horrific incident, but if the preliminary information cited above is accurate, this is yet another example, and especially tragic one, of America's under-incarceration problem.
If it's felony possession of marijuana, that means it's just distribution purposes, correct?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's got to be large quantities.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Right.
Which means he's just a certifiable drug dealer.
Most people, when they're pulled over and they find a little weed, I think they just throw the weed away and send them on their way. Right. I think that's where we're at now. It's funny you bring this up. Well, it's not funny. That's the wrong word. How interesting you bring this up and that this happened over the weekend, because I also saved a piece from last Friday, Such. Brooklyn Park teen charged as an adult in a 5-month crime spree from the Star Tribune last Friday. And this kid is a bad, bad guy and had been on a crime bender. And they finally got the guy, and they're charging him with a round of felonies. But, you know, as we know, how long will he be in jail?
So here's my question, because the first thing that came to mind is obviously you try to find out everything about this guy when you see this horrific story. And something occurred to me yesterday when I was reading this. If you're a bartender, and I was one for a long time, and you overserve somebody, and they get in the car and they kill somebody, your ass is in trouble. Meaning
Dram shop laws.
So
right?
then why the hell are these judges not being held responsible when they let these criminals free and then they reoffend and kill somebody.
People don't pay attention to who they're checking for.
As we discussed
judges.
couple of months ago, and I think I still have it, it's the sentencing guidelines.
And they're complicated.
Yeah, Chris, we both printed it out. I got a big stack here of very confusing sentencing guidelines.
But wokeism is far more of a danger to your health than what people call climate
Heavens,
change.
yes.
Liberalism is far more a danger to your health than whatever the temperature's supposed to be.
Well, speaking of that, has anybody tried to pin political leanings and or desires on this crime over the weekend? Is this politically motivated?
Kenny, I did see yesterday, and the person deleted it almost instantly, but somebody screenshotted it and said basically this was a reaction to the Rittenhouse verdict.
I have it right here.
Oh, good. I couldn't believe it.
Mary Lemansky, who is listed as the social media director for the Democratic Party in DuPage County, Illinois, began a heartless online tirade by snarkily dismissing the tragedy in Waukesha as just self-defense. It was probably just self-defense, Lemansky wrote in a tweet that appears to have since been deleted. Living in Wisconsin, he probably felt threatened. Another tweet, which is still online Monday morning, read, referring to the driver being held as a person of interest in the Waukesha incident, which left 5 people dead and dozens hurt. I'm sure he didn't want to hurt anyone. He came to help people, she added in her sarcasm-laced missive. What is that noise?
I don't know. It's my computer.
I don't think it's me.
Lemansky, who also lists herself as an acting student with the famed Second City improvisational comedy group in Chicago, also wrote that the Christmas parade rampage was karma for what happened in the Rittenhouse trial.
Wow.
Dear God.
Wow.
I'm sad that anyone dies. I just believe in karma, and this came around quick on the citizens of Wisconsin, Lemansky wrote. You reap what you sow. It's sad people die, but when you open the door to vigilante justice, everyone seems threatening. That doesn't even make sense. This fool doesn't even make sense. The two cases are not analogous, but she's a foul, foul person. She's mocking Rittenhouse's self-defense claim. She is a dreadful, dreadful person.
Seems a lot of people that were commenting on the Rittenhouse verdict afterwards didn't really have a firm grasp on the facts of the case.
No, and I think the problem is as simple as that it's such a visceral optic to see a young guy with a long rifle. It's just such a visceral optic, even though it was legal. And
Well, do you remember the time? I don't remember when or where it was when the guy was just walking around with his rifle. He wasn't aggressive, but the cops pulled up on him and were questioning him. He was just a regular white guy walking down the street, but he was basically being a dink, testing the gun laws.
right.
Yeah,
You don't remember that?
I don't.
Vaguely,
I
I
don't.
do.
It ended without incident, but it was weird to see a guy walking down the street with a rifle.
Joe, did you see the video of the vehicle in Waukesha?
Yes.
What do you make from what you saw, what they've released to the public? I mean, he had to be doing, what, 80?
Yeah, and he appeared to be purposely hitting people,
Yeah.
which discounts his claim that he was fleeing in fear from some attack on him somewhere. I don't know if I buy that. There's evil in the world, and we witnessed it here. He joins now. Daryl, is it Daryl Brooks? Let me
Yes,
double
Daryl
check
Brooks.
this. Daryl Brooks. He joins now Norman Darnell Toney, the local fellow who killed a doctor last week. Remember, in a high-speed chase. He also joins the Green Line attacker, Joseph Ray Conley Jr. Both cases are cases of when of these two fellows should have not been in public. The two fellows who shot up the Truck Park Bar in October should not have been in public. Joseph Ray Conley Jr., who attacked a fellow having a seizure on the Green Line, should not have been in public. Norman Darnell Toney should not have been in a car on the night he killed an innocent doctor, however, allegedly. And now you have Daryl Brooks, who killed 5 and injured scores. I'm sorry, Math Boy Fly You,
with an I.
yeah.
What's up, math boy?
Got your math boy right here.
I got your 1 + 1 equals 0.
So we're following the two local cases. I'll have to leave that up to the people in Milwaukee and Waukesha to see what happens to Daryl Brooks. He might be on the street next week. The way this system works. And we know Joseph Ray Conley Jr. has a court hearing December 17th. He's the Green Line attacker. And I don't know when Norman Darnell Toney will be in court. But I have them both prominently with my Post-it notes.
Yes.
By my computer.
In the secret file.
In a secret handshake. And I continue to follow both of those.
The troubling part, you guys, we keep losing innocence with all of this. It's not even safe to go to a freaking Christmas parade anymore because you never know who's going to be roaming amongst us.
Well, they ruined that
Jesus.
going to movie theaters.
Oh my God.
I haven't been in a movie theater for a while, but going into movie theaters, in the back of your head, you're always thinking, is somebody going to be stupid?
Oh God, watching this car go through.
I can't-
It's
I
like,
can't watch it.
It's like
didn't
blasting
watch it,
through a
no.
cornfield.
I don't do it. I can't do it.
It's just, and 80 is obviously that, 30 to 40 is more closer to the
It's
speediest
not,
one.
Rook, it's not safe for a gal to go Christmas shopping at Nordstrom's, depending where it is.
Oh God.
The
How about that story?
the flash mobs are getting was it in Chicago in a suburban Nordstrom's? They got $120,000 worth of stuff in 1 minute.
Oh, I read
Or
about
it's in San Francisco.
San
too.
Francisco.
Well, it's
yeah.
happening everywhere.
Well, you're confusing it with the Chicago kids that were stealing Gucci purses.
No, it's a new one in Chicago.
Oh, it's another one.
a new one.
Oh,
they
it's
keep
so
adding
tough to
up.
keep
See
them
that
straight.
one? Huh.
What designer is it this time?
Check it, John. See if I'm right. Chicago
sure.
mob robs
Hey,
suburban mall store.
before we get to that, before you move on, I just have a question about the newspaper business. Today's Star Tribune. Look at your monitor, Joe. This is how big the Waukesha story was. This is the only mention it received, buried in the middle of the A section.
Is it because Kenny has an outstate paper? Is that
Well, I
what
mean,
Yeah,
I
it
have a
was-
city paper.
Yeah. it was
Waukesha
bigger.
in the city. My God, it did not make the cover. It made page 2 with a full story.
Okay.
SUV driver plows into Wisconsin holiday parade.
Oof.
Man, I'd put that
Okay.
on the cover, I think.
Okay, so yeah, my paper gets here at 5:30 in the morning, or 4 or 5 in the morning. So right, I have an early edition then.
As long as we're piling on the Star Tribune, may I?
Well, I don't think we're piling
I
on
know.
the
I don't
Star
think.
Tribune.
Don't
Well,
think
I
we
want
I
to.
clarified that for him.
Well, I want to.
Yes, go ahead.
Yesterday, I don't know if you guys saw my tweet.
I did.
But
I almost made a smart ass answer to it, but I didn't. Go ahead.
I often, Rook, you can relate.
Yeah, what do you
I
got?
often get ripped by the mayor because I don't subscribe to the newspaper. That
Yes.
doesn't mean I don't read the newspaper. I read most of it online on my handheld device.
Certainly.
Okay.
Which is the reason papers are ruined, so he's also ruining newspapers.
Well, I just like the convenience.
Right.
It's very nice.
Contributing.
Anywho, yesterday I went to the Quick Trip to go get my stuff. I had to
go.
get fun dogs for
Had
the
to get
boys
your
for
lotto
lunch.
ticket.
Got to get my lotto.
Beef jerky.
So I picked up a Sunday edition of the Star Tribune yesterday morning.
You're making headway, Joe.
On the variety page,
Mm-hmm.
I give you Exhibit A as to the reason why I will not subscribe to the Star Tribune.
And that is?
A column written by a woman by the name of Laura Yen, Y-U-E-N.
Weekly contributor.
Thank you. The gender inequity of a clean household.
Oh, I saw that.
Are you bleeping?
But
kidding me?
I started reading it. Wasn't it supposed to be comedy?
It was somewhat tongue in cheek. That's what I was going to ask.
Don't
Yeah.
care.
If you read
Don't
it.
care.
Chris, I got 2 paragraphs in, and I thought, well, she's trying to be funny, and I
And
stopped
Chris,
reading.
Chris, the smart ass remark I was going to make was, did you read anything
I
besides
did.
the headline?
No, I
Because-
actually read the entire article. It wasn't funny, but you know what it came off as? I gotta clean my house and I haven't job. Well, no crap. So do the rest of us. I do
think-
every load of laundry inside of my house.
ironed
You
my
whiny
shirt.
piece of crap.
I think perhaps you're taking a bit of a sexist attitude toward
Gee
the entire
whiz,
article,
Chris.
I have a
Because I read it and I didn't get that.
I have
from
a
it.
simple way to
I
deal
gotta
with this.
clean my house.
Joe,
All you do
Why
is
do you
vacuum.
why do you hate women?
All
Chris?
he does is vacuum.
I
Go
have a
ahead,
simple,
Joe.
I have a simple way to deal with this. I have expertly trained myself to just pass right by stuff like that.
But it's filled
I wouldn't
with-
read
Well,
that
it's-
column if you paid me.
Well,
and
the
it's
headline
also-
the headline is a real grabber, Such. I mean, it grabbed me, and I read the first two paragraphs, and
I
it's
did
like,
too.
oh, this is supposed to be funny,
I
and
saw
then
the-
I
I saw the
stopped
headline.
reading.
I saw the
Stopped-
headline. I just kept
It's
going.
it's also not on a news section. It's on the variety
I
section.
Yeah.
understand.
I
Yeah.
can't invite people
I'm re-
over because there's
I'm,
clothes that have been
I'm
piled
rejecting
up.
Chris's
Chris.
argument
Chris.
in full.
Chris.
Rejecting it in full.
Chris,
Yeah.
swing and a miss, my
No,
friend.
I'm-
Swing
yeah,
and a
no.
miss.